Chapter 8 from the Heart of Cheryl Elizabeth. When I was among the streets, among the chaos, the poverty, the destruction of one's soul, I could see beyond. I could see a world that truly called for me. It felt like hell and home at the same time. It felt foreign and yet truly just like I was home. Home on the street, how could it be? So many that line streets with the drugs and alcohol know it feels like home. It is mostly drugs on the street, for drugs can be bought. Drugs are known to enable someone to do horrendous things. I did horrendous things. I pushed it. I wallowed in it. I truly wanted to know the contrast. Drugs, as I mentioned, is like selling your soul and never getting it back. So many times I wanted to scream in agony. So many times I wanted to scream in ecstasy. For that is the drug. The high is higher than one could ever believe it is, and the low is lower than the depths of hell itself. The question would be asked, if the low is so dramatic and unkind, severe in every way, why would you do it? Why would anyone do it? And the answer for the high itself. The high is coming out of one's body, coming out of one's mind, one's destruction. And for one moment, you could feel like anyone that has life handed on a silver platter. The high is so outrageous in the euphoric state, there is nothing like it. Nothing on earth that I knew of even came close to the feeling of the highest high. Now, the addiction is getting it. It isn't about the low, for if you did think about the low, you would only want the high, knowing the low was going to be found. This book is written not to convey that the euphoric state is to be tried or created by street drugs. The book is for ones to understand on a deep level that it is the addiction that must be seen in a different light. It is freedom and shackles. It is euphoric and complete, desperate misery. It is the contrast of life. It is life. And it is death. It is joy and it is sorrow. It is the experience of heaven and hell, all held in one shot, all held with one sniff or snort. The people that create the drugs are well aware of the trap, and not even a trap, for a trap can be released, if you will. To release a drug addiction is finding a way to die and come back to life. To remove street drugs from a body is the risk of life. To keep the street drugs in one's body is the risk of life. It's a trap, but like colors in a rainbow, there can be a silver lining. It is sad to see one so strung out that they are not human. Humans doing the most horrendous acts of violence, of hate, of destruction of one's own body. It is fascinating what the human body can endure before death itself. I remember the first time I tried drugs, peanuts compared to what I ended up being addicted to. As a young teenager, it was pot, the weed, the hash, the norm. It was the beer, the wine, the vodka, the norm. Truly, one doesn't believe they would fall prey into the depths of the trap. I thought I was smart, that I could just stop at any given time. I thought I could just perhaps change my circle of friends, change wine to a cup of coffee. I thought I could smoke cigarettes instead of. But I found myself wanting more, wanting more, wanting more. As mentioned, the state of euphoria that can be experienced is the addiction. For don't we all want to be happy? Don't we all want to live in the purest state of enlightenment? I can't find words to describe the feeling of such euphoria. It is so freeing. And then, it is the most hated thing I could have found hate for. I hated drugs. I hated alcohol. I hated the people that made it possible. I hated myself. I hated the world. I hated, period. All one is looking for, all I was looking for, was a little happiness in the hatred, a little joy in the hatred. Did I find it? Yes. Did I keep it? No. Did I seek and search from the depths of my soul to get it? Yes. Did I find it? Yes. I found heaven and hell, just what I was looking for. Going back to people and personalities, I want to gently remind the reader that truly there isn't a label for one who falls prey to drugs and alcohol. Like I said, the rich, it is accepted. The poor, it is harshly judged. There is no outline what would dictate who tries the drug. Each person is someone's child. Have you ever really thought about that? That each soul that walks Mother Earth is someone's child, someone's grandchild? So much judging and condemning. And I certainly do not want to shine a light, to bring forth a light in the world of drugs. In my opinion, the world of drugs is as dark as you can get. The euphoric high is the darkness. It is dark. It is overwhelmingly destructive. I do hate to repeat the same words, but there are no words to share and explain what truly takes place. Even one that is addicted most likely could not find the descriptive words to convey the truth of it all. I went from a country setting with green grass and endless stars in the nighttime sky to concrete, hollow emptiness, cold beyond cold, and yet, how could it feel like home?